top po niya, which serves as its reinforcement, is the glass fiber. Tapos ito pong naka-matrix sa kanya, ito pong nakapalibot sa kanya, that would be a polymer resin. Okay? Para maganda yung finish. Okay? So, meaning kapag fiberglass po, it's a combination of a glass and yun po polymer. Glass is of course under ceramic. So, ceramic plus polymer. Okay, yun po yung sa fiberglass. Ito namang pong CFRP, which is called the carbon fiber reinforced polymer. Okay, ano naman po ang meron sa kanya? Okay, so yung loob naman po niya is carbon fiber. Okay, at tapos yung labas, parehas lang din na polymer resin. Okay, para smooth po yung finish niya. Okay, so this carbon fiber naman po, this is usually ginagamit po into aircraft. Okay, so yung po mga parts ng mga aircraft, automobiles, okay, yan po ay made up of this CFRP. So bakit po siya ginagamit doon? Kasi they have an ultra strong property and at the same time lightweight yung characteristic niya. Okay? So sa automobile po at saka sa aircraft, mahalaga po 'yon na matibay siya, okay, ultra strong and at the same time lightweight. Kasi kung siya'y nasa himpapawid po, sobrang taas ng pressure doon, okay? So dapat ma-withstand 'yon ng material, okay? And then at the same time, it should be lightweight. Hindi naman po pwedeng may designated weight lang po tayo na kailangan. So hindi pwedeng mabigat, otherwise hindi makakalipad, okay? Same thing with yung sa fiberglass, okay? Yung fiberglass naman po, mainly this is used for insulation, sa cladding po natin, o kaya naman yung mga roofing. So yung nakikita po natin na mga roofing material, okay, na halos transparent, they are made up of this fiberglass. Okay, so kung titingnan po natin siya parang ay, mukha lang glass, but eventually pag po mo ay plastic naman pala. Okay? So, iyan po. So, the development of the composite is due to the need, okay? So, need uli or application that its design goal is to achieve a combination of property that is not being displayed in any single material. Kumbaga, walang single traditional materials natin na makakapagbigay ng ganoon na property. Halimbawa na lang yung ultra strong and lightweight. Okay? Usually po, pag metals, magiging ultra strong siya if medyo makapal yung ating gagamitin, okay, na material. And pagkapal po ng material, the more na mataas yung kanyang magiging weight, okay? So, in that case po, hindi po yun mamimit, okay? Kaya due to this application, due to this need, then you come up with the development of the composite. Again, the design goal of this is to produce a combination of properties that cannot be displayed by a single material. Okay? So, combined property po yung kanya. So, kalimitan po yung mga composite natin, they are being used in our mga furnitures. Okay? Next one, we have the semicon materials. Okay? So, semiconductors, okay, ito naman po are materials that properties lies in between, okay, that of a conductor and insulator. Okay, so common applications po niyan is on our electronic industry. So ito po yung mga sample of the semicon materials. Okay. And ito naman po yung kanyang mga applications. So as you can see po sa applications po natin, that includes the radio, computers, telephones, transistors, okay, LED, yan. So ito po yung mga sample. So all are pang electronics po. Okay? So they, again, their properties, okay, is in between that of a conductor and an insulator. Okay. So, ginawa po siya, na-develop po siya due to, again, this need. So, you need to re-engineer the material, okay, the existing materials to come up with your predetermined set of properties needed for this application. Okay, hindi po kasi natin pwedeng, same lang gamitin natin yung mga metals lang. Okay, bakit hindi? Kasi although they are conductors, good conductors, but then, ano mangyayari kapag good conductors lang? So, pataas ng pataas yung capacity niya, pataas ng pataas yung heat niya, okay, habang ginagamit mo. So, what will happen? Posibleng sumabog. Okay, so kaya dapat its property should lie in between that of a conductor and an insulator at the same time. Okay, so we come up now with our advanced materials. Okay, so one of those advanced materials is the biomaterial. Yung biomaterial po natin, this is mainly used in medical implants. Okay, so they are used for replacement of disease or damaged body parts. So, halimbawa po, yung sa tuhod, nagkikiskisan yung tuhod. So nawala na yung parang lining in between the two joints. Okay, so they are being replaced by this biomaterial. Okay, so we have also yung mga heart valve. Okay, yan po ay another product or another type of biomaterial. Okay, which is being used for the human body. So these materials are used since they do not produce toxic substances. Okay? Kasi sila po ay galing sa mga biological organism, just like that of plants, animals, bacteria, fungi, or other life forms. Okay? Kaya they really do not produce toxic substances. Okay? And it must be compatible with the body tissues. That is the reason why you have to perform several tests bago mo po siya ikabit. Okay? Making sure na hindi po siya magre-react with your body fluids, with your body tissues. Okay? Otherwise, hindi mo po siya pwedeng gamitin. Okay? So, several tests po ang kinoconduct para makita if it is compatible with your body. Okay? And then all of the above materials can be used as biomaterials, can generally be produced either in nature or synthesized in the laboratory. Right? Synthesized in the laboratory just to check its compatibility. Yan. Ito po yung mga sample applications. So, you have there the joint replacement. Ito po yung sinasabi ko. Yung pong lining po na yon between the joints. Yan. So, yan po sa pagtatagal, nagwiwir. Okay? So, numinipes hanggang totally nasisira. Kaya minsan, pag na ano nyo yung mga ninyo or elbow, okay, parang nagkikiskis doon sa yung mga ball joints po natin. Okay? Minsan tumutunog. Okay? Napapakinig mo tumutunog yung mga bones mo na yon. Okay? It is because yung lining in between, yun po yung nagwiwir. Okay, nawawala. Okay, kaya need to be replaced. Okay, we have also bone plates, bone cement. Okay, yan, dental implants, breast implants, contact lenses, yan. So, these are samples of yung mga biomaterials po natin.
So, how do we solve this time? So, pwede po natin
next po is yung smart materials. Okay? So, yung smart materials naman po, okay, katulad ng sample ko last time, so you have there the cup and then nag-change siya ng color when you put in there yung water at different temperature. Okay? Kumbaga, pag nilagyan mo ng mainit, it tends to mag-lighten up. Tapos, pag nawawala na yung init, nagba-black na ulit. Okay? So, ibig sabihin po niyan, the material of the cup that responds to the temperature. Okay? So, yun po yung sinasabi natin as the smart materials. They are defined as materials that sense and react to environmental conditions or stimuli. Katulad nga ano po siya, nasi-sense niya po yung pagbabago ng temperature, nasi-sense niya po yung heat, and from there, the materials react. Okay? Kaya makikita mo, nag-change siya ng color. Okay? So, right away na mag-change siya, okay, ibig sabihin, nag-react na siya doon sa stimuli na kanya pong naramdaman, okay, na sense. Katulad po nito, this is the photochromic. Yan po yung ating mga eyeglasses, okay. So, initially po, you have their clear, okay, but then when you expose this to the sun, so masisense niyo po yung heat, yung temperature, okay, o kaya naman po is yung illumination, so nagda-darken po yung kanyang color. Okay, nagda-darken siya kasi nagre-react siya. Okay, kaya ang tawag sa kanya is a smart material. Na-sense niya yung pagbabago and at the same time, ipapakita niya kung ano yung reaction ng material. Okay, so yan. So other stimuli includes the pH value, the chemical and ionic strength, you have the ultraviolet, okay, or visible light, you have electrical and magnetic fields, mechanical stresses, strain pressure, water, and humidity. Okay, so again, they are translated as active materials, although they are more accurate to say that they are very reactive. Okay, kasi nga, once na na-sense niya, okay, yung stimuli, agad nagre-react siya doon. Okay, so you have here, nakikita po natin dito, you have their dry and then wet. Anong nangyayari? There is a corresponding reaction on the material. Okay, na-sense niya, tapos i-react niya. Okay, makikita mo physically ano yung nabago sa kanya. Okay? Yan. Same thing with yung mga smartwatches natin. Okay? So, they do sense po yung ating mga vitals. Okay? So that we could really monitor ano bang nangyayari. Okay? So, yung ginagamit po doon are smart materials also. And then lastly po, we have the nanomaterials. Okay? So, these are materials in which yung kanya pong size is very small. So, that is less than 100 nanometer. Okay? So, they have this unique properties. Okay? O kahit po maliit na maliit yung kanyang dimension. Okay? So, particular examples po niyan, okay? These are being added to cement o kaya po ay sa mga cloth po natin, okay? To make sure that they are stronger and yet lighter. Okay? Kasi nga, maliliit masyado yung dimension. These are also used in products like yung mga sunscreen, deodorant, cosmetic, okay? Which makes use of the nanotechnology. Okay? So, stain removers, air purifier, okay? So, they do make use of this nanomaterials. Again, they have unique properties, okay? They are comparable with the traditional materials po natin. And yet, you have their very small particles to do that, okay? So, hindi katulad ng mga nasa traditional natin, to make it stronger, kailangan mo ay mas makapal na dimension. So, dito hindi po, okay? It can be stronger and yet very lighter, okay? So, yung mga aerism po natin nakikita sa mga damit natin, ano ba yung aerism? It makes use of this nanomaterial. So, there is this nanomaterial added to the cloth, okay, para po siya ay stronger and at the same time lighter, okay? So, yan po yung isa sa mga example. So, the nanomaterial, the smart materials, and the biomaterials, they are categorized under our advanced materials, okay? So, dun sa, natin, sabi nga natin, these are the future. Okay, these are advanced materials. So, tinawag po natin sila na advanced or future materials kasi there's a lot of areas pa to explore on this type of materials. Kumbaga, hindi pa natin nakikita lahat. Babago pa lang natin siya na inaaral at ina-apply. Okay, so there is a lot of areas po. There are a lot of areas po to research on this. Okay? So, kaya sabi ko nga, this can be a good topic for your PS1. Okay? So, I think I'm done. Okay? And we are done with this activity 1 also. Okay? Do you have any question with our module 1 po? Hello? I'll stop my presentation now. May question po ba tayo? Wala naman, okay? So, these are the basics, okay? So, these are the basics of your MSE. Yes, Carl, you raise your hand.
Ma'am, isasend niyo po yung PPT.
Again? Pakilaksan lang, anak.
Isasend niyo po yung PPT sa
Yun pong ating mga PowerPoint, okay? So, I'll just have po yung link na lang posted on our classroom. Okay? So, ilalagay ko po siya sa Drive and then link lang po ang ilalagay ko dun sa yan, medyo naglalag lang ulit yung aking connection. Wala na, okay? So, kung wala na po, we can have an attendance check na po. Again, and Miss Maika, pasuyo ako, ineng.
So, yan po isang method.
Okay, so you take, just ano na lang po, just count and then take 2 screenshots.
Tawag naman po ay elimination method. So, baka mas kabisado nyo ito, pwede ito po ang gagawin. Again, solving systems of equation using
Hindi ko pa nakikita kung naka-open na lahat. Mahina kasi yung connection dito.
Ma'am, okay na po. Wait lang po.
Okay na?
ito ay mas ginagamit kapag
1, 2, 3.
yung isang variable na isasubstitute mo sa
Ma'am, okay na po.
Okay, halimbawa po ay ganito ang
You take 2 screenshots, Neng.
so, minsan,
Yes po.
dahil medyo mahirap buhanin ang x in terms of y or y in terms of x, pwede po sa halip na
Tell me if it's
substitution
done.
ay elimination method po ang ating.
Okay na po, ma'am.
Okay, so sige po.
Ang nasa unang
I'll end na
number,
po yung
ang
ating meet. Sige po,
coefficient
thank
ng
you.
alignment sa
I'll see you
dalawang
next
variable
meeting na lang po. Bye.
Thank you
at
po.
gawin nyo
Thank you po, ma'am.